time it takes a nurse or a doctor to repair a life, a sports athlete makes more than they will in an entire year in just one game. The median salary for healthcare workers in May of 2024 was $83,090. However, an athlete's salary at an average was $3.2 million to $12 million. Athletes make approximately $730,000 per game, which takes about 2 hours. And a surgeon, doctor, or nurse doesn't touch that in their entire career. Doctors, nurses, surgeons all take detrimental sacrifices, including working sleepless nights, working 48 to 72-hour shifts, and taking time away from their family, and the pay doesn't meet them halfway for that. So let's take a dive into all of what's expected from a healthcare professional. Like I said, they work long hours, they work overnight multiple times a week, they take time away from their family, they get into hundreds of thousands of dollars into debt to be a doctor or surgeon, including residency, college, university, undergrad, all of it. And they also deal with a toxic work environment. NBA players, on the other hand, don't take as much of a detrimental sacrifices as healthcare providers do. They are overly appreciated, getting featured on the news, getting featured in articles, and they get praised very highly. NBA players and baseball players, football players are all given resources and support for what they do. Evidence says that they are given hundreds of thousands of dollars in funds set aside for health, for education purposes, just for them to have and use for them and their families. And healthcare providers don't get that at all. Risks are greater also for healthcare providers, more than sports players. Evidence also says that healthcare providers would take a pay cut just to have a more healthy work environment. They're already not getting paid enough for what they do and are very overworked, and they would take half of what they're making just to have better work conditions. That just shows that so many more lives would be saved if they were in a more healthy work environment. Even though it sounds unrealistic, there are ways that we as a society can do to change this. One example is organizing protests and raising awareness of the conditions that healthcare providers are in. We can avoid spending our money at big hospitals that don't appreciate their providers, and same with clinics that don't pay their providers enough. And we can put our money where it's more appreciated, where our providers are more appreciated. Another example is not wasting thousands of dollars on autographs, on meeting your idol, on front row seat tickets. We can put that money to better use than praising somebody that doesn't deserve what healthcare providers do. It sounds, like I said, it sounds inconvenient, and it sounds like a big issue that we as a society have nothing to contribute to it, but our money does more than we think it does, and we can change it if all of us just raise awareness around us and again put our money where it needs to be. But in the duration of this speech, approximately 530 people have died. So before you buy that super expensive sports ticket, or you buy a front row seat to the next NFL game, or meet this famous NBA player, think twice about where your money is being put towards. Think about who could be helped with that money. Think about all of the healthcare professionals that are burnt out, drained, and deserve more than what we are giving them. Many lives could be saved if our healthcare providers are more happy, appreciated, and have a better work environment. Thank you.